So right here we have got a GPR device. GPR stands for ground penetrating radar, and this device is able to see beneath the earth so that we can see any abnormalities that might be hidden by the soil or the top cover, you know, the grass, the leaves, anything like that. She said it can see about 10 feet beneath the surface of the earth, which is a pretty significant distance if you really think about it. They're gonna fire this up here in a few minutes, and they're gonna use it to check a few spots here around the property and see if there's anything beneath the earth that they haven't discovered yet.
And so if you guys want to step on these as we go, so that way the tape stays firm and flipped up so we can see the numbers. So those numbers are going to keep us regular. Okay, so we're going to start, we can start on this side. This is fine. We always start on zeros. We need our 2 cones because those are going to be our targets. The 2 orange cones. Yeah, that'd be great. Okay, so if we start on 0, and by on 0 we start right here. Okay, so we need to take one of the cones all the way to the end, and we'll put it on 0 as well. This one, we are going to come back on here. So we want to put this other cone, you want to mark it right here behind the 1 meter. So every time we go back, we're going to take this and move it to the next whole meter. Okay? When we're down there, we're going to move it to every half meter. That way, we are getting half meter transects each way. Okay?
So this side 1 meter.
Half meter. Okay, so if someone wants to take this one down and put it on the 0, just so we can start with a target.
So one of you need to be on the other side. On this side.
Okay, so over here.
Can we calibrate?
So let's do calibration first. Okay, we're gonna go 10 meters. So,
below the ground?
Yep, so, well, on top.
No.
So we wanna put it here, and we want to push it till you get to 10 meters, and we'll make sure that it's calibrated. Okay.
So, and what point measures the meters?
So this little wheel,
So
it should be measuring meters, and so when we push it 10 meters, it should say 10 meters here. So we want to start. Yep. Oh wait, it's not, hold on a second, it's not changing up. Come back to 0. Okay, select distance, position on the start mark, press the start button.
-12.
Okay, now you can start. And you can stop and start and it won't mess it up because it's going linearly.
And they go like they're mowing the yard, up and down each.
Yep, but we're gonna go this way.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so let's see what we got. Okay, so we have, is that many ticks? Saved at that, it did a negative, and you got a 12 and a 12, so we're okay. Let's just apply it. Okay, so let's take it back to 0. Okay, so your goal as you walk is to keep the front wheel pointed right at the cone. That'll keep you in a straight line. Okay, so we are on file 1, so every line we make will be a file. 1, 2.
Pull the rope.
Well, so we've measured it out so we know how far it is. Okay.
It's not accurate.
Okay, I'll tell you why. Okay, so what happened was that it maybe usually that's fill dirt, you know, when you backfill a hole. It would be.
We're seeing a section right now.
We are, so basically it's right here where we're standing. Nothing's been disturbed. But when you were walking, did you notice the screen changing much at all?
No, not.
Yeah, I wouldn't anticipate anything kind of where we are. We may not see any changes at all. And if that we don't, then that means this soil has never been disturbed.
Yes, nothing there. Okay, so now we go.
Stop for a second because I thought it was a bad thing when you saw it.
Okay, well, this is a learning situation.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so we'll reshoot this when it's fine. But I was looking at the data output as she was walking, and I could see that there was no disturbance at all in this entire transect. So it just means that either it has never been plowed or disturbed.
And that's a good thing.
That's a good thing. It tells us we have negative data, and negative data is still a response or a.
Going back?
Yep, still good. So it means that whatever this thing is where they are doesn't extend this far.
Okay.
Which is good. Yeah, so go. You can actually flip it around. You don't have to walk backwards.
Because you could potentially find more, being that this part has not necessarily been disturbed.
Yeah, and if I saw something like right where she was coming beside them, if I saw some kind of hyperbole on the screen, I would say, oh, we definitely need to mark something here.
Okay.
But it was clean. Now,
So you take this back, so you don't get the results immediately, right? Like you have to go back and then do your little computer thingy, right?
for our purposes, we really should rely on what we can process in the office.
Okay.
If we were doing it as a utility, we could just stop and spray some spray paint and say, yeah, line, line, line.
Yeah.
But for us, we need to be able to look at kind of the difference in the soil disturbances and such. So what's interesting, since she veered off this way, she missed right here, and this was a unit we dug a year ago. So this definitely would have been a disturbance,
Okay.
but she missed it because our line was right there.
Gotcha.
So that's how I know that we were off. Okay, so
And you'll be able to let us know with Hometown Chronicles what you find?
absolutely,
You will?
yeah.
Sweet.
I'll send you screenshots.
Thank
You're welcome.
While Murph and Marty were running the GPR, I followed some students who were doing shovel testing at the site that we saw earlier.
The purpose of shovel testing this site was to find additional brick like we saw before.
Here you're seeing students fill a bucket with soil, which they will sift to see if they can find any artifacts.
Oh, that's cool. It is very cool.
There had been pretty heavy rain before we visited the Hoyle Homestead, so students had a difficult time running the wet soil through the shaker screen. The goal of this device is to keep any artifacts or small pieces of historic material in the shaker screen while all the soil falls back to the ground. We followed up with Marty a couple of weeks after we filmed at the Hoyle Homestead to see if they uncovered anything interesting after we had left. During their shovel testing, they found another parallel row of bricks which they intend to investigate further. As we wrap up our series at the Hoyle Homestead, we leave Marty and her team of students and volunteers to continue their seemingly endless work of uncovering the story of the property and its inhabitants through the remains of items and buildings previously lost to time. We look forward to seeing you again on Hometown Chronicles USA. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, please click the thumbs up, leave a comment, and follow our channel. It's a huge help for a small channel like ours looking to grow. We'll see you next time.